Geht's los? Befehl wird ausgeführt!
Alright, here we are again. On the German hardcore, low economy and very large scenario. Very large campaign, basically. So in the last part, I did a defence mission, which I'm surprised how well it went compared to the previous defence mission where I got my A handed to me. So in this mission, it's an attack mission and it is swampland, making movement quite difficult, also making stealth difficult because if you're crawling along and you hit the water, you immediately stand up if you're an infantryman. So basically here I'm setting out, and what's good about this map, if you want to call it good, is that the victory locations are very near to the spawn point, so I haven't got very far to travel to actually get to them. So I'm making this video, or I'm processing it, let's say, at a time when I've had a couple of comments back on some of the videos I've put out. Very helpful comments, I must say, so thank you very much to the people that sent those comments. One of them was digging holes to prevent the men from clumping up around a hole. Press K after giving the orders out to disband. I've tested this and it works perfectly, so that's great, thank you. Another tip I was given was to switch to high explosive shells more often, or at all, which I haven't been doing for dealing with infantry when using tanks. So basically switching shell types. Laying mines on roads in the direction of enemy to wipe out a lot of armour before it gets to you, which I will take on board. I did try laying some mines, I sort of tested it, and I found it, I probably wasn't using it effectively, is what I'd say. And smoke is my own tip, actually, that I've got to use more smoke. I keep saying it, but I don't do it. Smoke and grenades, which is a bit like smoke and mirrors, or smoke, cloak and dagger, that's right, cloak and dagger, smoke and grenades. So here we are laying siege, if you like, to the first location. But you know it's not going to be easy because this is hardcore after all. And you know they're going to have something up their sleeve. So I'm trying to stand back a bit and take it at a chilled pace, let's say. And let them come to me to some degree. but as you can see, we are surprisingly taking this location down quite well. And I say surprisingly because usually they've got something up their sleeve. I'm making use of the field gun, so and I'm basically attacking everything using the two machine gun tanks, and surprisingly they're taking stuff. And it's very hard to destroy those tanks. Very hard to destroy them. I think I heard someone say that they could go right through to the late game. They're that good. And it's surprising you can pick them up more or less straight off the bat at the start of the... There you go, a lovely explosion. And we destroyed that tank. So we're still laying siege at this point, softening up the point before we even try to advance. But you know what will happen.
Geht's los? Jawohl! Jawohl! Wir brauchen einen Sanitäter! Verstanden! Deckt das ganze Gebiet ab!
So here I'm advancing my Jeep-mounted machine gun for what little good that would do, but more for taking out infantry than anything. And my idea was to hide it behind the bushes and just use it for machine gun cover and hopefully not get spotted too much.
Panzer einsatzbereit. Verstanden.
Wann geht's los? Ich brauche einen Sanitäter. Laut die Befehle. Wo soll das Ding hin? Jawohl. Wir rücken aus!
Yeah, so the battle's unfolding. We're still laying siege to that point. I think we've actually taken it. I'm not sure. Yeah, we've taken it at this point, I think. We're picking off, or trying to pick off some individual soldiers using direct control, which is always nice to do. Good feature of this game.
Alles klar, Männer, mir nach!
Now there's a large artillery piece which is giving us grief. From the point. So I'm looking at different ways that I can attack it. The first thing, obviously, I want to reveal it to see exactly where it is on the map, and here I've revealed it, I think. Yeah, there it is there. And one thing I didn't do that I had at my disposal, and I could have easily dealt with it, is drop a 50 kilo bomb on it from my call-ins. But I forgot all about my call-ins, completely forgot about them, and lost a lot of men in the process by that action of not remembering. And I guess that's from being a new player, I don't know, just not remembering what resources I've got to hand. You know, it's as you can see when we move up to the wall here, everything's revealed. I'm trying to take pot shots at them, actually, at the gun. But he starts to fire in our direction, or starts to rotate towards our direction, so I decide to get the hell out of there before he fires around at us. And we just chill behind that wall for a little while. Yeah, I completely forgot about the airdrops. I could have dropped one right on top of him right there and then, assuming that the aircraft made it there without being shot down.
Jawohl!
But you'll see I do waste a few men in the process of trying to take this gun down.
Sucht euch Deckung! Gib mir deine Handgranate, schnell! Angriff!
It was literally that one gun. That one gun. Oh, there was a second one as well. Just on the other side of that pond. That one was also giving us some grief, and again that could have been taken out with a mortar barrage call-in. Or a 50-kilogram bomb if I so wished, but you know.
Befehle?
Achtung, Feindgeschütz! Achtung, feindliches Geschütz!
Jawohl! Die verfluten dort hinten! Stellung halten!
Oh my gosh. Where are this? We ignore him. We go straight for the other objective, alright.
Panzer meldet sich, einsatzbereit! Panzer erwartet Ihre Befehle!
Haben wir einen Marschbefehl? Zu Befehl! Achtung! Feindliches Geschütz!
Achtung, feindliches Geschütz! Achtung, Feindgeschütz! Achtung, feindliches Geschütz! Alles klar! Achtung, feindliches Geschütz!
In the end, I decide to leave the gun alone after repairing that tank. As you can see. Again, it gets hit, so I bail the crew out and leave the tank there. Apparently, if you take the crew out of a vehicle, they don't get attacked. So I left the crew out and waited for a better opportunity to repair it at some point. I've got 2 tanks there that need recovering. So I decided to leave the big guns alone, to ignore them basically, and move over to the other objective using 2 tanks.
Panzer, wir sind einsatzbereit!
My plan was just to storm it with 2 tanks, take the objective, get the victory and call it a day on this one.
Da kommen noch mehr!
Which sounds simple.
Dort drüben! Draufhalten! Wie lauten die Befehle?
So you can see that one of my tanks got hit and the crew jumped out to repair it. The other tank is proceeding towards the objective. I go into direct control, have a look around. You can see a few enemy dotted on the map. They're hiding themselves well, so I take a few pot shots to see if I can bring anybody out of cover. And then cautiously advance a little bit. Take another pot shot, you never know. Put the wall down. Again, here I'm on high explosive, which actually by design it was lucky that I was on high explosive at the time. I think I might have changed it to high explosive. I probably did. Maybe I did. But I certainly changed to the bigger high explosive round. This particular tank has got 2 turrets. And you can see something is hitting me and has hit me and has taken me out. Meaning that I can't turn my turrets now. Again hit. I try to get out and my turrets now begin turning again. I decide to take a shot through the bushes and maybe hopefully hit something. Again I hit. Take another shot through the bushes. And then it all comes to a halt. And crew jump out. So I'm staying well back with the tank and just pot shotting at anything that I can see. And then I go into attack mode and start moving forward with the tank. The tank crew are still out in the open. To our left we can see some kind of emplacement silhouetted. There's 2 emplacements. This one here we tried to shoot through the wall. I don't know if we're successful actually. I'm trying to get a good angle on it, but it's proving a bit difficult. I don't want to go too close just in case. And then Mr. Flamethrower turns up and starts torching our other tank and killing some of the tank crew. He tries to torch our tank and the one that's currently live. But we managed to get away in time before the flames get to our engine. However, our disabled tank has now had its day and the engine is definitely on fire.
Panzer erwartet Ihre Befehle.
So as you can see, in the meantime the other objective is nice and quiet. There's nothing really going on over there. Now it's time to... I don't know if I just killed that tank or if he was already dead. Might have run over him. Yeah, so we've got more enemy to our left. They're being gunned down, as we can see. blow the sandbag wall up, get a bit of view on what's going on over there. Hot shot everything in sight basically. So now it's do or die. Do or die time. I think there was some machine gun fire going on, and obviously there's that little sandbag emplacement. So what happened there was I rallied through the wall. You sit back and think, nothing will ever happen. You've got to sometimes take a bit of a risk, and that's what I was doing here, taking a bit of a risk. But I think it paid off. Yeah, we destroyed that sandbag emplacement, whatever it might have been. Reversed back past our wreckage. Found a couple of extra men hanging around there that I gunned down. And at the moment I'm using armour piercing, but switched back to high explosive, so I have learnt something. So I was actually thinking a little bit, and then we get this guy, this little guy here. So we're about to line up on him. For some reason, maybe I should have switched to machine gun, but he blew himself up as well in the process. As well as disabling the tank, so the tank crew jump out.
Geht's los?
And I decide to line them up in a safe position behind the tank just to see if anything else is going on.
Rücken wir aus?
And at this point I decide to start looting dead soldiers to give the tank crew a bit more protection.
Alles klar.
Das könnte nützlich werden.
Jawohl.
Das war dringend
Alles
nötig.
klar. Verstanden.
I take everything.
Jawohl. Alles
Well,
klar.
everything
Das war
available. I
dringend
should have took
nötig.
that charge as well, really. So now this tank crew is armed with a rifle, and he can watch over
Rücken wir aus?
one of the other guys who will set about fixing the tank.
Wann geht's endlich los?
And then I go looting all the other dead soldiers
Geht's los?
with the tank crew to get them all armed up.
Bereit. Jawohl. Bereit.
Wie lauten die Befehle?
Befehle? Was sollen wir tun? Wir rücken aus! Geht's los? Jawohl! Befehle? Jawohl!
And since I'd stole a couple of shovels, I decided to dig a foxhole for a bit more protection. So the one guy there is, what's his name? This guy's name's Helga. Helga is crawling forward to the wall. And Reinhardt is running back to the tank to get into it. And we have Dietrich in the foxhole. And if you notice, I just switched to the rifle by clicking on it. So now we are in the tank and we're looking at capping the point. It appears that all of the enemy are finished with. Just take a shot with high explosive at the well. See if that rouses anybody. No life. And we're capping the point. So meanwhile, back in the other location, I decide what do I decide? I decide to repair the tank to get it out of there, away from that big gun. And I also decide to repair this one as well. So I jump in the tank and hopefully drive it to safety. They obviously don't have any spotters left. Otherwise there'd be big missiles or big shells firing my way very quickly. Put the other two tank crew in there. No ideas about going up and killing that gun because I know how that would end. I'm simply waiting to win this battle now. And looting any final bits and pieces that I can. I continue because I want to get a guy inside that tank before it's complete, but I still believe actually that I would have kept that tank even if I didn't get a guy inside it, because it's one of my own. If it had been an enemy tank I would have to put a guy inside it, but I do anyway. I'm a bit reluctant in case the howitzer starts shooting me, so I press finish very quickly. And I lose 40 odd men and around about 6 vehicles. And I didn't use my 50-kilogram bombs, as you can see, or my mortar barrage. This thing here got destroyed. It cost 351 to resupply that. I do like that vehicle, but the trouble with that is that it's very light armour. as people say, it's a glass cannon. So it's got a cannon on it, but it's not got any real protection, and easily taken out by the enemy. Just trying to salvage what I can and keep as much money as I can at this stage. Just keep salvaging and keeping money, because the next one will be a defensive measure, and that won't be so easy without the right equipment. That little thing did me well. Well done, tank. You can see all of the crew have got rifles virtually. This thing, 351 to resupply would only leave me 600 points, and if I'm looking at a howitzer for the next mission, I don't think I can do that. It's a tough decision, but I had to make it. I had to get rid of it. These guys are all getting good veterancy, and these guys, and there's only one of them left. Yeah, tank crew, second tank crew. We dismiss them, I think, or do we not? No, we don't. We resupply them, and we have to resupply that. We do need that thing. So that's where we end it in terms of, and you can see we've only got two research points. What are we going to do with 2 research points? What are we going to do? And you can see it lagging a bit actually. All the graphics hadn't come on the screen there, and it was lagging quite a bit. So what did we do with 2 research points? We could have gone field engineer. That would have been a good idea, actually, in hindsight. I can say that now, in hindsight. That might have been a good idea for laying mines. So we eventually go for the Panzer III, which turns out to be not a brilliant idea. The Panzer III isn't particularly good, but it does unlock more of the trees. The problem with low economy is, will you ever get to see that tree? You know, I mean, look, 30 armor, 31 to 52 penetration. Not brilliant. So I offload everything. Leaving the 2 tanks in the final tree. And so with 844 points and one of those howitzers costing 770, there's definitely choices to be made. And I have bought the howitzer, as you can see, and it leaves me with 79 points. Or 79 coins, whatever you want to call it. So I get 280 and load up, ready for the next defensive battle, which I'm not very confident about, I will be honest with you, because it feels like my troops have actually been depleted, but I do have the supports to call in, so that could be a good thing. That could help a lot. And that's everything.